Barely 2 weeks ago, a young lady, Bamise Anyanwole, boarded a public bus run by the Lagos State Bus Service Limited, but never returned home. She was declared missing by her family and was sadly found dead last Sunday under a bridge at the Ebute Ero neighbourhood in Lagos. Bamise, 21, was said to have closed from work around 7 p.m. on February 26th and was on her way to visit her brother, Pelumi, when she boarded the bus around Chevron Bus-stop in the Lekki area of the state. But when she noticed that the driver of the bus, Omininikoron, after picking her up, was not stopping to pick up other passengers, she sensed danger and reportedly contacted one of her colleagues at work, Felicia Omolara. Bamise informed Felicia about her suspicions, and Felicia in turn advised her to disembark from the bus. However, when Felicia noticed that her friend had stopped responding to her messages on WhatsApp, she called Bamise's phone number, but when Bamise answered, she could hear arguing with a man. That was the last time Felicia heard from Bamise, compelling her to contact family members of the now deceased young lady with her concerns. Since the discovery of Bamise's mutilated body, the police have swung into action and arrested some suspects, including the bus driver and his guarantor. Now joining us to update us on the gruesome murder of Bamise and what efforts have been made to get justice for the family is Ayo Ademiluye, counsel to the family of the late Bamise Anyanwole, who will be joined by Pelumi Abegunde, Bamise's elder brother, and Caroline Oni, Bamise's guardian. Good morning and welcome to the show under this truly tragic circumstances.
The pleasure to be here. It's quite very heart-wrenching, but we are committed to getting justice. The final analysis. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, I've seen a statement that you signed in which you were accusing the governor of Lagos State of dancing on the corpse, which is a play on Chief Bola Ige's dancing on the Professor Wole Soyinka's dancing on Bola Ige's
Oh,
grave.
you know the metaphor too.
Yeah,
very well. Yes,
you know, so why are you putting the entire blame on Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos?
Very well.
Although somewhere down the line, you accuse the police, you accuse the franchise operator, but you know, the state government has already commiserated with the family. You know, the state government has supported the investigation into this and tried to provide some information. So why are you targeting Sanwo-Olu?
Thank you so much for
that. He
that.
was not the bus driver.
Thank you so much for that question. Now, by virtue of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, the governor of Lagos State swore to an oath to uphold that Constitution, and particularly Chapter 4 of that Constitution that also provides for right to life. Now, the major issue, the major ingredients in this battle for justice for Bamise, it's not just about Bamise alone. We are addressing a systemic issue through this struggle, because Bamise found herself in the other side of the world, not on a typical bus, but after boarding a bus rapid transport. That means the lives of many Lagosians are also at risk. Now, the fact is that the Lagos State government is the franchisor of the franchise agreement with the Lagos Bus Service Limited. After the discovery of Bamise's body on the 8th of March, on the 7th of March, that was on Monday, this outgoing Monday, it was since that time, the Lagos State government, apart from some side comments and all that, have not made, in my own view, any deep intervention in that matter. And I'll give you some facts to back that up. On the 8th of March, we addressed a press conference in Ikeja, and we elucidated all the facts relating to this, in relation to this issue. Now, we had a walk to the State Assembly, were addressed by the governor, by the Speaker of the House of Assembly, that's Chief Mudashiru Obasa. And there we made we ventilated our positions, which are to the effect that, number one, we don't want a normalization of this kind of matter. You know what happened in the Sylvester Oromoni's case, where you have an unholy situation, or unholy alliance between the Lagos State Ministry of Justice and the Lagos State Police Command, in which they were giving the legal advice was changed and all that. But we want a speedy and very thorough criminal investigation. And two is that what has been put on the map, which is the question you are raising, is the security situation of Lagos State, which should be paramount to Lagos State government. In fact, would there and there ask that the governor should so declare days of mourning, because what is at play here is the lives and properties of other Lagosians. So if the governor is not playing with our lives, not dancing on our own lives, the fact is on the 8th of March, where was the governor? That day was International Women's Day, if you ask me. And the case of Bamise is just a metaphor, a picture of what happens to the Nigerian woman. The Nigerian woman today is more or less a mutilated woman, a battered woman, a butchered woman. And yet, they had all the cause to have a celebration. He was at Tafawa Balewa Square at that point in time. They were having a dancing show. Even on the same day, at the State Assembly, you find the wife of the governor. And they were saying they are trying to celebrate the International Women's Day. There was a young lady who was trying to, let's use this particular occasion to put the memory of Bamise into cognizance. Lo and behold, she was brushed away by security operatives. So the demeanor of the leading lights of Lagos State government has shown that they want to treat this case as a normal murder case. They want to, of course, we understand the profit drive of government in this country. And the only reason why they even shut down operations of BLT on Monday was not because they have any commiseration, if you ask me, for Bamise. It was just because they felt the security situation was so tense, they need to assess it, and they need to withdraw their profit-making machines, which is called the rapid transport buses. So that is why we are putting the Lagos State government on the hot seat. Until now, not even a condolence visit. Not even a condolence visit to the family of the deceased. So that's just the major point. Because we put this murder at the foot of nobody else, but the entire Nigerian government, the failure of the Nigerian middle class at that level.
Right. I'd like to come to you, Mr. Abegunde, who was the late Bamise's elder brother. I want you to talk to us about who Bamise was and really humanize her for those who are failing to grasp the fact that you lost a star in your family, a young woman with her whole life ahead of her, already a fashion designer, employed, useful, loved, even by her friends, even by the community. What exactly have we lost in Bamise?
Well, good morning. This is Pelumi Caleb Abegunde. I'm the elder brother to Bamise. You know, I'll just tell you a short story of what happened. She called me like a week before the incidents for some money. And I told her I just sent you money to go and get a phone. Although the money was not complete, you use Easy Buy to buy the phone. So I'm not going to send you any other money now. Then she said, do you know what I want to use the money for? I said, I don't know. But I don't have money for now. Don't worry, when I have, I will send to you. So by that weekend, she had already planned with her colleague at work that she was coming to my house. She had bought clothes for my wife. She had sewn the clothes. She did sewing also for my baby that is to come. And I believe those clothes were with her when this thing happened. Because she told her friends that she was coming to my house until my wife delivered. So you can see somebody like that. Even though I don't send the money to her, she was still able to rally around, call other elders. She was our last child. That she really wants to make sure that she got the clothes sewn for my wife and my baby. So you can see the kind of person she was. Loving, caring, enduring, long-suffering, jovial, accommodating, forgiving. She's an epitome. She's somebody that everyone in the family, in our community, everywhere they know her. And everyone is saying, Bamise, my daughter, Bamise, my daughter, Bamise, my daughter. Because everyone appreciates the values that Bamise carries. When she was in secondary school, she came to the family and said, I'm not getting it. I want to do something. I'm not, this schooling of a thing is not working for me at that early age. And we asked her, what do you want to do? She said, I would love to be a fashion designer. Before you know it, she was already making some, funny stuff like that. She would dress like old woman. She would snap and all of those things. She was good at it. Then she went for a fashion, designing stuff to learn tailoring. Here is her boss here. She learned, graduated. I think I've uploaded one of the graduation pictures. She finished. Before we know it, under 1 month, she already secured a shop of her own where she was selling stuff. And before you know it, she called me that somebody called her for an interview at that same Chevron. That do I know Chevron? I said, well, I know Chevron. You are coming from one part of the state. If you go to this island, you will gain more experience. It's a welcome development, but you have to pray. And she said, brother, me, I've prayed already and I'm satisfied. On getting to that place, I was satisfied myself. Because immediately we got there, the woman took her as her daughter. And the money was not doesn't matter anymore. So, when they agreed the money she will be paid, I was like, this is not good. It's not right. She said, well, it's not right, but all those gadgets I'm seeing inside, I would love to know how to use them. That thing will make my work neat, so that when I do any work for anyone, they will always come back and refer me. Then I was like, Bamise, where did you get all these sense from? She said, well, I just know that I have to do what I have to do to make the family proud. And I was pleased. The woman was pleased, and we departed. At another time, I went there just to check up on her, and everything was fine. So Bamise was actually coming to my house to stand by because my wife was heavy and due for delivery. She's that child that goes around the houses of her elder ones, not houses of her elder ones only, even people that she met at the community. She's just too lovely.
So sorry about all of this. I'd like to come to you, Caroline Oni, Bamise's guardian. Can you just, tell us what really happened on that day? I'm so sorry, so sorry. So sorry. We feel your pain.
Thank you.
So sorry.
Thank you.
So sorry.
Thank you. My name is Oni Caroline.
Yes.
Caroline Oni. I am the fashion designer that taught her how to sew. Right, we lived far away behind Obasanjo farm. It's a new site. And getting to know her, here she lives in Ayobo, but her elder sister is living around me in Otade. That is where she was living. So at a time that I made clothes for her sister begged me that she have a younger sister that wants to be a designer. But where she is at Ayobo, she's not getting it. That she would love to bring her down to me if I would teach her. all that one, I was waiting because around that place, I was lonely there and I needed somebody because I packed to a new site, leaving my husband behind at Surulere. So I was living in that Obasanjo farm all alone in a very lonely area. So Bamishe's sister brought Bamise in. And when Bamise came in, I was so happy. She was not the first person that came to me. She's the third person. But because we attend the same church, she's more closer to me. She have the words I have in me. That is, we listen to the same sermon. We go to church together. We do everything together. I mean Bamise. So at most of the time, because I said we are living behind Obasanjo farm, all my customers around Surulere, around Abule Egba, she's the one that go to Abule Egba everywhere for me to collect clothes or to deliver it. So for that, most of the time when she's coming back from Lagos, most of the time, she will come back late. And surely she would tell me that, Mommy, I'm not coming back. I will stay at Pelumi's place. At times, she will look for somebody around to stay with if the go-slow is too much. So I've took her as my daughter. And anytime I'm traveling, whether I'm traveling or even I'm coming to Lagos or I'm going to anywhere, 3 days, 5 days, she will be in the house with my children. My husband is pleased with Bamise. Bamise will be the one to take care of my children for me. He's a very, very loving, caring person. I love her for everything. Everybody knows who Bamise is. So at her graduation, she's my daughter already. So at the time she was able to say she wants to graduate, she's my daughter. I have to do graduation for her. What will I demand? I cannot demand anything because she's a daughter already. I told her, you have plenty senior ones. Let them contribute money for your graduation. And he answered me on that day that everybody have their own problem, that she want to be a big person. She will even like to work outside. I say she should do everything slowly. You are still young. You are just 21. It is by next coming November 30th that Bamise will be 22. So I keep advising her, no rushing in life. Just come a little by little. And she's a girl that do listen to advice. Because I have a daughter that is a fashion designer, that is bigger, that has more equipment than me. My daughter is the one on Instagram, Ordeal Thread is my daughter. Ordeal Thread is my daughter. She have every equipment for sewing. So I believe she wants to be like Esther. That Esther Ordeal, that Oreolua is the one Bamise was trying to be up to and be more than. So she was trying hard to become a big person. When she finished her graduation at my place, her brother said she secured a shop. It was through a good habit that someone on my street gave her a shop to use free of charge. She was not paying for that place. Before a friend called her that she should come and work somewhere in that Lekki. Okay. While she was going to Lekki, she did not tell me anything. But later, she called me and told me that Bamise, that she's working in Lekki now, and the money they are paying there is very good. I say, you will not compare Lekki to Lagos, but I'm begging you, be careful, oh. Don't let that boys in Lekki enter your eyes. So what you go there for is what you should face. Yes, she's a deeper life girl. She was growing up little by little, and I know that she have the word inside her. She doesn't behave. She doesn't misbehave. So I take her for that. So coming back home every 2 weeks, at times she will come to our altar. At times she will come to Ayobo, her mother's place. At times she will go to Pelumi's place. So she can go anywhere. So that same day, she planned giving Pelumi a surprise visit. She was just coming, as her friend told us. With all those things, I believe she left Lekki late, and she knows nothing about BRT. If she have known everything, she should know that she should have cowrie card before entering BRT. And what happened to her? If you heard her voice note, you know that she have to ask her friend at home, Felicia, Chevron, does BRT take people from Chevron to Shodi? Because the bus she enter is not picking another person. And her friend answered her that yes. And if you are not happy, if you are not comfortable in that bus, come down. But unluckily for her, she did not come down. That evil happened to her. Bamise is a good girl. Okay. She did not deserve the type of death she died.
Okay. Counsel, let's go back to the facts of the case. In the statement that you issued, you also attacked the Nigeria police. You said the police treated the family very badly when they tried to report. They didn't think it was an important case. You also raised questions about the bus transit service, and the Lagos Bus Services Limited. What are the details in that regard? And then you were talking about justice for Bamise. What are your specific prayers? Have you gone to court? Has there been any response from the state government and the other stakeholders that you identified in your public statement?
Thank you so much, Dr. Abati. As regards the Nigerian police, the first layer at the police stations, for those of us who spearheaded the NSAS struggle, one of the demands of that struggle was that there should be reforms in the Nigerian police force. But the scenario, the vicious care of the Bamise's killing has now unfolded at 2 years down the line. No fundamental change has happened to the capacity upgrading of most of the police stations. They don't have forensic investigation facilities. In fact, when the relatives went to those police stations, they were told that they were told to go to the Marines. So it shows that inhuman disposition, and it all boils down to the morale, to the welfare of the rank and file of those of the police station. Thus far, after the arrest of the suspect, that's the driver, on Monday, the matter was taken at the State Criminal Investigation Department at Planty, and of course we are told that the Commissioner of Police in Lagos State is also on top of the matter. But for us, we have the view that the Inspector General of Police need to step in. The whole weight of the police investigation machinery should be brought into this matter. And not only because it's just a single incident of a young woman that found untimely death, but it's a whole scenario of how guaranteed is the security of each and every Lagosian. The bus rapid transport is not just an ordinary service, and that will come to the corporate criminal liability of the Lagos Bus Services Limited. Now, the family members went there, they were shabbily treated. In fact, according to their testimony, the combat-ready mobile policemen were told to send them off. It shows you that particular corporate organization lacks every modicum of corporate social responsibility. And it's also a reflection. It's also a reflection of the method with which that bus rapid transport service has been run. If you look at the commencement of that service, it was meant to be the fastest, cheapest, and safest public service. In fact, possibly a public symbol of Lagos State government responsibility. But lo and behold, today it is now a conduit pipe for killing and all that. And that is why we say today, the person in custody, the driver in custody, is an employee of Lagos Bus Service Limited, and they have a concomitant and vicarious criminal corporate liability. And we are asking for the arrest, for the lifting of the veil of that company, and the arrest of the managing director and the directors of that company. That is why we know that we are stepping up the game beyond just an isolated criminal case to a serious public interest criminal litigation, because that is what we need at this level. Then coming to the question of what we are going to do as lawyers. Of course, we are going to make the public to be aware of our next steps, but we are calling for the Inspector General of Police to take up the matter. And more importantly, is the fact that we need autopsy of the body as for the procedure that is well known in a homicide case like this. There should be an autopsy conducted by the chief pathologist of Lagos State, and then importantly up to the level of a coroner's inquest, and of course arraignment of those suspects in custody as speedily as possible. If you have some kind of custody, you should be arraigned in court.
You're talking about lifting the veil, right?
Very well, very well,
Solomon and Solomon.
Very well.
Abi?
Very
And
well.
you must have done your own investigation. If we lift the veil, what are we likely to see?
We are going to see
Because you must be going somewhere.
very well. Well,
So
what I'm
who
going
is
to
there?
see, what I'm going to see,
Behind
we're going
the
to see the managing director, the directors. Then we will need the corporate records, because if you look at the testimony of the driver, you know, his testimony is calling up a whole lot of questions. There are a whole lot of dimensions to this issue. Lifting the veil means that the records of that company, the records of the logbook of the routes the driver took at that time will be brought into the criminal investigation, and that is exactly the point. And then, of course, there's also the civil ingredients of the matter, which is the denial of the right to life. The right to life has been enshrined in our constitution, particularly in chapter 4 of that constitution, that every human being has the right to life, and that is where we are able to now ascertain the liability of the state, because the state is empowered and mandated to preserve and protect lives and properties. It will have been another thing entirely. He should have died possibly about boarding a downfall bus or a keke maruwa or the normal informal modes of transportation. But here we are now talking about a government guaranteed mode of transportation, of course in private hands, which started as a public service in any way, which now also debunks the myths around privatization, around commercialization and liberalization. So those are the issues that we will be taking up in the days ahead, and we'll be letting the public know our next line of actions.
Well, the presence here of Mr. Ademiluyi actually speaks volumes, Pelumi, because ordinarily a case of homicide would be prosecuted by the state. The fact that you, as Bamise's family, felt the need to hire a lawyer to defend her shows that there have definitely been some lapses. There have been newspaper reports quoting one of your sisters as saying that when she was trying to show the messages that Felicia had gotten from Bamise to a police officer, that the person was acting as if she did not have children. So this was a lack of compassion that she's speaking to. Can you tell us your experience at the hands of the police, and just generally your experience at the hands of every authority connected to the case of your sister's tragic demise?
Thank you. It is undescribable. It is not good to hear. The lackadaisical display from every quarters, from Akinpelu, Sunday night, my sister was there. No attention. They were looking for mobilization for that kind of a criminal act. From Akinpelu to Terminal 3, where this video emerged. Inside that Terminal 3, this man was telling us that Bamise will return home, that she has actually gone out to enjoy herself with a man, that there is no case. Then somebody said, this is not the right place to go. You guys should go to their office, beside Loma office. On getting there, after playing the video, I've entered the place. I wrote it down in their what's it called, schedule there, that a case of a missing sister. And I played the video over and over and over again. 2 security officers were there. They called them CSOs. They debunked it. After watching the video, they confirmed that the vehicle is theirs. And they said nobody reported any missing vehicle. I did not come to report missing vehicle. They said nobody reported any missing vehicle. Therefore, there was no incidents. All their vehicles are complete. At that point, I said, excuse me, can we get access to the CCTV in the BRT so that at least we will know what is happening? And this guy said, look at who is asking for a CCTV footage. Who the hell are you? You have no rights. So I pressed further. Then he said, okay, if you want to see the CCTV, fine. There is CCTV footage. Go and get a police report. As if he knew I would not be able to get the police reports. He said it is the police report that will give me access to their CCTV. As I was going, he called me back. Let me see the video again. I played the video to him again and again. He said, get out. All right. I quickly went to Mosafejo police station. Mosafejo said it is not within their jurisdiction. We should go to
Lekki.
Aja, where she boarded the bus. I said, oh no, we've been to Aja. Aja said we should go to where the bus was heading. I met one man, they call him IP or whatever. He directed me to the guy at the counter. I went to the guy at the counter. The guy at the counter said the same man that was going is the one I should go and meet. I was looking for the man. He said he has a case on his own hand that he's handling. I told him, have you watched this video over and over again? He said, so what? Okay. So my brother came and we went back to that, he went back to the LBSL office. That was when he met one Mr. Aluko. Mr. Aluko was the only man that showed remorse that, yes, what? This is not right. So the following day we went, after we have confirmed that, after I came in on Monday, that same driver came in on that same Monday and he was not apprehended. And we came in, we're like, no, this is not right. We need you to produce Mr. Andrew Nice. That was when they summoned me to their boardroom, along with other sympathizers, my friends that came along with me. I told them in that place, and they were speaking nicely. They all trembled, and we felt a sense of relief that they will do their work. But unfortunately, when we got to that Mosafejo, that was when they were able to attend to us. They saw that we don't have money to give them, so they did not attend to us. When the LBSL board came in, they were able to attend to us. And by the time they finished with the DPO of that station, they said a report of a missing driver. That wasn't the case we brought to them. We are not foolish, we are not stupid. They treated us as if we are nobody. If not that Bamise got the courage to take those pictures and the short video and the voice notes, who knows whether they actually are using that particular vehicle for that kind of a thing. We were badly treated.
Quite very sad one there. Quite very sad one. And we hear that that's the vehicle, the exact vehicle on air. Two things I just want to get across. Number one will be, what has it been like, the state of mind of Bamise's folks? Correct me if I'm wrong, I hear her mother is over 70 or close to 70 years of age.
Yes.
And her father is in his 80s.
Okay. Yeah, it's a girl.
Yeah. Ayo, do you want to tell us the state of mind of the parents now? Ayo, we hear your father is over...
Ayo is here. Ayo is
here. Pelumi, we hear that your mom is well over 70 and your father is over 80 years of age. So how are they taking it now?
Right. Well, by the time I was able to gather some elders of the church to break the news, there were many. They did a lot of dilly-dallying before they were able to stand up and make prayer that God giveth, God taketh. Immediately my mommy fainted. My mother fainted. And I don't think she's mentally okay ever since. I've been sleeping over It was only yesterday and day before yesterday and yesterday that I didn't sleep. My mom will wake up every night and be crying. Bamise's immediate elder sister, she's also heavy. As we speak, she's hospitalized. She also fainted right here. My own immediate sister, we were only able to tell, I think 2 days back now. She's also heavy. She has not been herself. Myself, you are seeing, I don't know where this courage is coming from. Because Bamise is my confidant. Bamise is somebody that if we don't talk, we will share text messages. When Bamise was not having a phone, a good phone with her, she already gave my child a name. We christened that child yesterday. The child she has sewn clothes for. The child she was coming to name by herself. We are perplexed. If not God's words that is keeping us, the story will have been that my mom is dead, the sister is dead, another sister is dead. We are all perplexed. Everyone hearing this story are all perplexed. I believe in the studio over there, you are perplexed.
Okay, just to get some other...
It's emotional. I'm only trying to be a man here.
So sad. Just to get some other things right. There are fears expressed that you might not get justice. Would you like to speak about that?
Well, about fears,
Yes.
that could be...
Yes.
Okay, let him speak about it first, then it comes back to you. They said there are fears expressed that you might not get justice. Speak about that, Pelumi.
Are you referring to me?
Yes. Yeah, Pelumi, speak about that first, yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to refer back to some cases we've been hearing. There's Omoninikoron case. The judgment is not as transparent as it's supposed to be. During the NSAS panel, nobody was able to find the camera until a government official arrived. We are not stupid. We know we may not be able to get justice, but it will be better that the government of Lagos State and the government of Nigeria do justice. Because if Almighty God himself, the one that rules in the affairs of man, does the justice by himself, you know, when the wicked suffers, even the righteous may take part of it. We don't want that. Because Bamise was a virgin. There's a God in heaven that is watching everything. He knows the beginning, he knows the end. He knows the end even from the beginning. If we leave the matter to God in heaven, it will not go well. But living spiritual aspect of it, let's be critical. If we don't get justice, I don't believe this is the first time Mr. Andrew Nice is doing this. If we don't use him and his cohorts as an example that our land does not tolerate such, the blood of those who have died before Bamise, and the blood of Bamise, and the blood of those who will also die because of our injustice, we cry. So it will be better, because we heard that there's an investigation going on, but somebody was already giving them a direction. When the guy said I should get a police report to be able to check their CCTV, we heard also again that there was no CCTV. the first statement Mr. Andrew gave, that he was sorry that he had a carnal knowledge of Bamise, he didn't give it at another press conference. So, naturally, am I supposed to expect justice? I only want them to prove us wrong. There are so many people that have this same opinion. I've watched a lot of videos. I've watched a lot of articles. People have no belief, no trust in the justice system. But I'm only advising and appealing that they should do the just. We want justice for Bamise. There are also people that have died like this because no one will suspect. When I was working at Alagomeji, I will board the bus at Anokpaja and sleep off. Sometimes I will get to that Oyingbo before I wake up. It was safe that time. What happened? These buses were, during the NSAS, we heard that the buses were, burnt and all of that. They brought new ones. Who does that? A public transport system without a CCTV.
Okay.
And somebody is telling us there is no CCTV in that place.
Okay.
And the guy said it was recorded. Even in his own interview, he said everything was recorded. Recorded where?
Okay, Pelumi. Okay.
We need justice for Bamise.
Thank you so much. Please.
Just to add very well, just to add quickly, is that Bamise embodies our death. Bamise's death embodies a death of our system, and we cannot overflog that. It just shows that we are pitted against a system, a ruling class that does not care about any of us, a ruling class that cares to dance about our graves than about our safety, about our lives, about our sustainability. Now, going forward about getting justice, is that getting justice for Bamise is also about getting justice for all of us. Because the fact is, ultimately, if we do not reform our system, if we do not re-engineer our system, we'll continue to have more and more Bamises in this kind of society. And that is exactly what people like us would continue to passionately fight for, justice for Bamise and justice in this society. Egalitarian justice, not the justice of the graveyard.
Well, just before we go, Madam Caroline Oni, your final words on this, because we are also just as perplexed as you and the rest of the family. Quickly.
I am very, very perplexed. All I want is justice for Bamise. Mama is very old. Mama have been calling me Mama Bamise for a very long time. That was why you saw me in the BRT shouting, "This is the BRT that carried Bamise on Saturday." I was the one shouting. I want justice for Bamise. We all want justice for Bamise. Bamise does not deserve death. Everybody knows Bamise. I say everybody around us. Every Okada man knows her. She's a very jovial person. And she's very, very hardworking. She was only trying to become a big person. If Bamise have tried to go and learn more, knowing how to use other industrial machines, which I did not have. She wanted to be a big fashion designer. She actually told me that her mother is going to be very, very old, that she will take care of her mother very well because her mother suffered for her a lot. She have many promises for every one of us. Even she promised me that, "Mom, on your 50th birthday, pray very hard for me. I'm going to buy you a cow for your birthday." I know she was saying it. And now, that was what I was asking. Where is Bamise? Where will Bamise be by July that will be doing my birthday? But now, Bamise is no more. I want justice for Bamise. Every one of us wants justice for Bamise. Bamise wanted to be a very hardworking person, but now they have shortened her life. And I believe shortening Bamise's life is shortening those old men's, man and woman's age, their life. They have shortened their life. We want justice for Bamise. Let Nigeria get up and give.
Well, thank you very much, Madam Caroline Oni. Thank you very much, Pelumi Abegunde. Our prayers are with the Anyanwole family. And thank you very much, Counsel.
It's a pleasure to be here.
For joining us.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much.